I'm Jared Schomburg, head personal trainer at The Fit. Today we're going to talk about foam rolling and how to use that as for myofascial release of the different leg musculature and of the upper body musculature. The first foam roller exercise that we're going to do today is for the glutes. You're going to sit directly up on top of the foam, right underneath the tailbone. You can use your hands back behind, and you're going to roll from the top of the pelvis down to the bottom of the pelvis, down to the bottom of the glutes. So you're going to go straight up, straight back, just in a nice gentle rocking motion. And the key you want to remember with myofascial release is that you want it to go nice and slow and long in the strokes. So take your time on it, don't be in a hurry. You don't want to be rocking back and forth really quick. Just nice, slow, long strokes. There's no real set number that you want to go for. Usually 15 to 20 strokes is good, all the way up to 30 to 50 if you really have some problem spots. Once you've done the middle of the glutes, we're going to tip it to the side. Whatever hip that you roll onto, that is the leg that you're going to cross. So if I roll onto my left side, I'm going to cross my left leg over my right, hang on to it with your hand, balance on your left hand, and you're going to roll back and forth on the glute as far as you can. Again, going from the top of the pelvis down to the bottom of the pelvis. And here you can tip to the side a little bit, get to the outside edge a little bit more, and again, nice, slow, long strokes, 15 to 20 strokes. But do as many as you want. If you find a spot that's a problem on this one, you want to sit right on top of it, and you can give it some mini rolls and continue to work out that tissue to make sure that it's releasing out. We're going to repeat the same sequence on the other side. Give you another angle here. Right side down, right leg over the top. And again, nice, slow, long strokes from top of the pelvis to the bottom of the pelvis, working the different angles as much as we can. When we're done with the glutes and the hips, we're going to sit back behind the roller, go into the hamstrings. You can prop up on your hands. You're going to go from the back of the knees, right above the back of the knees, to the bottom of the hips, bottom of the pelvis. If you can keep your toes up while you're doing this, it's even better yet. Right down the middle of the hamstrings. After you've done about 10 to 15 rolls, you can turn your legs to one side. Now you're going to be working the inside of one hamstring, the outside of the other. You can turn to the other side, inside and outside on the other side of the hamstrings. You could also go, to be a little bit more aggressive, you can stack one leg up on top of the other. So now you're putting a lot more weight on the bottom leg. You're going to get a deeper push, deeper into the tissue, into the myofascial tissue. And again, you want to work the angles on this one. Work the outside edge by turning your toes out. Work the inside edge by turning your toes in. Once you've done both sets of hamstrings, we can go to the calves. Move the roller to one side underneath the leg that you want to work. Use the other leg to help post yourself up in the air. Put as much weight onto that calf as you can. And again, we're going from just below the bottom of the knee down to the bottom of the Achilles. Working straight down the back of the calf. Most people tend to have problems on the outside edge of the calf, so if you turn the toes to the outside, you'll be getting right in those restrictions that you might have, especially if you're a runner. A lot of runners get outside of the calf is really restricted. We're working to the other side. Slide the roller to the other leg. Use the opposite leg to hold yourself up. Toes up in the air nice and high. Rolling right down that calf, inside and outside. Again, if you find problems, spend more time there. The more it hurts, the more you need it. So don't be afraid to stay there, feel the pain a little bit before you move on to the next one. Next area we're going to work on is the IT bands, which run from basically the side of the pelvis here down to right below the knee, but we're actually going to stay above the knee. So we're going to work the soft tissue from pelvis to right above the knee. You're going to sit over top of the roller, lay down on one side, flip yourself up onto the bottom leg. You're going to start right in the middle of the thigh. Don't get too high towards the pelvis. Don't go to the knee. The middle part of the thigh is where you want to go. Now it's only a half of a roll to the top and half a roll to the bottom. You can use your hand to give you some balance. Take your top leg in the front to help pick yourself up. If you feel too much pressure on the roller, you can lift yourself up with your arms and your leg, and we're going to roll straight down the side of that thigh. Up and down. As you progress and you get better and your soft tissues get softer, you'll be able to go double leg straight, putting as much pressure as possible down the side of that thigh. Here again, we can work the angles a little bit. You can turn into it, work a little bit more towards the quadriceps on the front of the leg. You can turn to the back edge and work where the hamstrings meet with the IT band. We flip it over and do the other side. Same sequence. Sit over the top of it. You're going to roll to the side. Bottom leg goes straight. Top leg comes over the front. balancing on the hands and the elbow, and then rolling down the length of the side of the thigh. Double leg straight if you can take it. Roll into the back edge. Roll into the front edge. Working all over. We can also work on the quadriceps on the front of the leg. We want to work on the rectus femoris, which runs down the middle of the thigh. Work on the vastus lateralis on the outside. Work on the vastus medialis on the inside. We also want to get up into the tensor fasciae lata up here on the front of the pelvis. These are big time hip flexors that get a lot of use and abuse. So we kneel down behind the roller, and you're going to rest down right on top. Again, we're starting right in the middle of the thigh, resting on both elbows, going straight down the thigh, straight up, straight down. Once you've got a good number of rolls in, you're going to turn to one side, get on that outer edge on the one thigh, inner edge on the opposite. Nice long strokes. Twisting to the other side. Long strokes. And here again, just like the hamstrings, we can put as much weight as we want on one leg. We can cross the leg over. Now I've got all my weight on one leg. A lot more pressure going into the thigh, but I can really pinpoint the different muscle groups that I want to hit. If I'm hitting right on that tensor fasciae lata right there on the front side of the pelvis, it's a little bit of a side twist. I've got pretty much my entire body weight resting on that muscle. Once you're done with the thighs, we can do the shins. Shins are a little bit trickier. You're going to come up on the top of a roller. Most of the soft tissue for the shin is either on the outside or the inside of the shin. Not a lot of soft tissue going down the middle of the shin. So we have to twist our torso right away. Twist it to the side of the shins, rolling in and out. Twist to the other side, rolling in and out. Really good ab exercise too. Okay, and then we're pretty much done with the legs. And we're going to work to the upper back. Starting with the roller right at the bottom of the rib cage. We're going to roll from the bottom of the ribs to the top of the shoulders. Hands go behind the head. Elbows are going to stay tucked in really nice and tight. When the elbows are tucked in, the shoulders roll open. They pull that tissue open so you can get right down around the tissue in the spine. So keep it tucked in, hips up in the air nice and high. You're going to roll up to the top of the shoulders. Drop the hips down as you roll down to the bottom of the rib cage. Push the hips up as you roll to the top of the shoulders. And back and forth. Nice, slow, long strokes. When we get done with the upper back, we're going to roll to the side just a little bit, keeping the hands behind the head. Now we're going to work the tissue that's on the outer surface of the shoulder blade. Again, going from the bottom of the ribs, working onto the lats, and working up around the shoulder blades. Do the same thing on the other side. Bottom of the ribs. Top of the shoulder blades. And then we're going to twist all the way. Now we're going to go into the soft tissue that's up into the armpit and the tricep area, serratus anterior, latissimus dorsi, all those nice muscles in there. Resting right on the side of the ribs. Bottom leg can be bent, top leg usually a little straighter up over the top. Get that bottom arm off the floor. Rolling straight up, straight down. If you find a problem spot here, which most people do, again, stay right on that problem spot. Give it some little mini rolls. Not necessarily fast, just shorter strokes. Working up and down. If you can roll a little farther and get into the chest and the pecs, it's really good as well. And then repeat on the other side. Give you another angle on it. Bottom arm out. Rolling into the pecs. As such. Thank you very much, and get your roller and start rolling.